Hi San Fam, and welcome to a new video. So as many of you may know, for the last 4 years we have been trying to get pregnant with a second child. We have been blessed with one son, but we thought to have expanded our family by now. But yeah, it hasn't worked, and we've been wondering a lot during this time what it could be. And yesterday we might have found an answer to that when we were at the hospital for some checks. And yeah, maybe you can explain what it is, because I had never heard of this before.
I had read about it, but yeah, now I've read a lot about it since we got to know. But yeah, so yesterday we went to the hospital and they did ultrasound and got to see that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, and that's actually one of the most common reasons for women infertility. So yeah, at first, like we saw that, oh, I have a lot of those egg follicles, because the thing is that you overproduce egg follicles, and that makes them compete for like the hormones that make them mature to release an egg, and they compete so they don't come to the mature level of releasing an egg so that you can become pregnant. So it's basically a hormone imbalance where you have a bit of too much testosterone, not to the level of what a man has, but still enough to disturb the balance. And that was not too fun to get to know. But first, we actually thought like, oh, well, it's good that it's a lot of...
Yeah, when she was showing on the ultrasound, like, look, here's the egg follicles. Yeah, egg follicles. Like, and she was counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 15. I was looking at like, wow, that's great. That's definitely not a problem with the egg production. But yeah, then she explained that that is the problem. But also there was some more, other things that we have now found out, some health issues that it can cause for later as well. But also, we talked about this in another video, we have shared that we don't really want to go on the route of medication and IVF. So we've been looking into if there's any natural kind of treatments to this. And there are, and that's what we want to talk about as well. But before we talk about that and the health risks and our thoughts now after a day of having been able to process this, we first want to show you some clips from yesterday, from before the visit and right after the visit, with our initial thoughts about this. So here's the clips.
We are on our way in now to the hospital to have a checkup to see for infertility, to have a conversation with them, and they will examine me inside to see that everything is looking good. We did have one of those checkups 2.5 years ago or something, and then everything looked good. But since we moved, we didn't get further in the process, so now we are also gonna see if they send us further, because it has been now 4 years. Nothing has happened. So yeah, I think it's just good to see if there's something physical wrong, and hormones and things, to see if there's something we can do for that. Okay, now we're done. They just examined me and asked me things, and then sent us further to do some more tests, and they looked with ultrasound, and it turns out I have apparently a lot of egg cysts. So it was a lot of no, it was a lot of eggs apparently, but that's apparently not good, because I have too much hormones and then they are not letting go, or they compete or something. I need to read up a bit more. I didn't know what I expected that they would find. Last time they didn't find anything, and I'm used to that all the tests and everything always come back, oh, it's good. But now they actually did find something. They found they had a lot of egg cysts on my ovaries, on both of them. They were like full of egg cysts around them, which I first thought, oh, but maybe that's good, because at least I don't have a lack of eggs. Or I was a bit afraid that maybe I had entered menopause or something, and then I thought, at least I'm not done that then. But then as I was sitting to take the blood tests, because she took a lot of blood tests too, I also realized that, wait a minute, this means that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that is a big cause for infertility. And yeah, that was not too fun to realize, actually, because it's not only about not being able to get pregnant, so you see, but it's also about later in life that you have a much higher risk for cancer and things. So yeah, that wasn't too much fun. But I'm still in my naive mindset, still thinking like, yeah, there's a lot of eggs there. If I can find some way to make them release, we have a lot of eggs we can work with, and maybe we will be twins. And Elionai is praying for twins. But yeah, reading about different people's stories with PCOS, and then reading a bit when I was waiting for those blood samples, seeing that, well, kind of the way to get pregnant if you have that is through IVF. That wasn't too fun, because we have decided that we did not want to do the IVF.
But we got Elionai.
Yeah. Maybe Elionai was just really a miracle. I mean, of course it's a miracle, but in the sense of that maybe we shouldn't have been able to get him, but God bless it that we got him anyway, despite all these issues.
Or if the condition isn't as bad as what you can read online.
Yeah. But we haven't got pregnant for 4 years. So
Yeah, we haven't now done a test for me, but I will do that later at Oslo.
So then we will see if it's something wrong with both of us, or if it's just me. I'm a bit double about finding this out. It's like good in one way to get to know it, and I have suspected myself that I have this according to the symptoms. Yeah. Well, God can do anything. He can make one of those or two go down and succeed. So I guess we just keep on praying, and if God sees that it would be a blessing for our family, for that future person, for the world, then He can make it happen. Up until then, we just keep trusting that, yeah, whatever will be best is. But it's still good to work on correcting my hormones, so I still do that.
Yeah, so we are definitely trusting God with this whole situation. We also still believe that this wouldn't need to be a hindrance for God to be able to give us a second child. But still, there's the realistic consequences of this. And I don't know if you could see in the video, but I was quite shocked to hear when you said about the additional health risks, about the cancer risk specifically, that this is not only a potential reason for the infertility, but also, yeah, later on in life that this may develop into more even life-threatening things. That is a bit like, whoa, okay, yeah, that is quite serious.
Yeah, it was also, it comes together with higher risk for diabetes and
but there our vegan diet should hopefully help out
that's
with
very helpful, because it's very linked to lifestyle and so, and that's also a lot what I've read, because we have I talked about it in another video that we don't really want to go down the route of taking the medicines and do the IVF. So I've been looking up, okay, what can you do naturally for like increasing the egg quality and helping them to mature? Are there things that you can do? And it's a lot related to lifestyle. So we want to try to implement more of those different things. There are different supplements you can take also, and herbs, and so. But yeah, when I looked at the lifestyle, the diet part, at least we have like ticked that one off because that one we are already doing. But then
just imagine how bad it could have been then if we didn't have this diet, by the way.
Yeah, then it can. That's coming with a lot of changes. But I already feel like with the changes that I might need to do now, it's like, yeah, we want to aim for really getting exercise in because I have read that has a very positive impact.
Wasn't that the top one that they said?
Yeah,
you at least read it first. I don't know.
Yeah. In one of the scientific studies that I was reading, they where they reviewed a lot of scientific papers, then that came up as one of the top ones to do for PCOS was exercise, and to exercise for 50 minutes, like 5 days a week, like good exercise. So that is something I would like to start to start implementing. I just feel a bit overwhelmed with it, to be honest, because I wonder how am I gonna have time with all the other things that I also should get into the days, and already feeling like that I don't have time for everything I want to or should do during the day.
And then we're going to cut down the time even more, because another big reason or another big thing that can help naturally is to get good sleep. And that's something that we're also not always very good at. You a bit worse than me sometimes.
I'm a night owl, have always been. And I will need to work hard on that one. For me it feels like that needs a miracle, because I've already tried to work hard on going to bed in time because I know it's good, I know it's healthy. But now this increases maybe the motivation for, okay, I need to do something about this, because I want to reduce the risks that it can have on my body for the future also. And hopefully it can also help with getting pregnant.
Something that now comes to mind, actually. I remember the doctor saying at the hospital yesterday that one of her questions was, are you stressed a lot?
Yeah.
Because this can be a factor to the PCOS, apparently. And if we're going to cut out a lot of time for the exercise and cut out more time for sleep,
increasing the stress because you have too much.
It will mean that we need to do less, because else, if you still try to do as much but in less time, that's going to increase the stress. So we're going to need to also review our day-to-day and see, okay, maybe there's some good things that we're doing, but we just can't do all of it. So it will need to come at certain sacrifices or things to give up. Yeah,
but it can also be like with the exercise, you can get more energy and maybe get more things done when you are more active and your body's more active. So you can have the positive benefit of that.
Right. More efficient in the work that when you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of like when you have devotion time in the morning. It seems like,
huge
whoa,
difference.
then you're taking so much time when you have so many other things to do. But no, it always makes the days go much smoother, and you're more efficient in the other things when you have your daily devotion. So I'm thinking that it might be the same way, because we know that, God designed us to live according to his health standards, and good sleep and exercise is part of that. So it will have positive benefits, I think, in other areas too. So for that, I'm happy that I'm a little bit forced into taking that more serious in a way.
But also another part of this is that I got sent through to the hospital in Oslo as well for a test for me. So we don't know.
Maybe
we have
it's both.
seen this. Maybe it's both. We don't know. So we will update you on the rest of our journey. But now you know where we are at. And pretty big thing happened then yesterday. and we're gonna see how to deal with this, how to change our lifestyle to try to naturally do our part in trying to keep trying for a second. I don't know how to best phrase that, but yeah, that's the journey that is ahead of us.
Yeah, that's the update.
Yeah. So we'll tell you more when there's more to tell you about this topic.
And if you have experiences with this,
that's right.
then please let us know in the comments if you have anything that has been working or not been working. We would be curious to hear from you also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. See you next time on the
Sandelin
Sandelin Sofa.